was so tired. I just thought, how do people do this? I had no idea how to do this. And I was like, oh gosh, I'm letting them down. They've got me wrong. I haven't got it. I really haven't got it. I'm wasting their time. I'm wasting their money. And I was having a bad time with Fred, and that had really knocked my confidence a bit because he was, he was getting a bit angry with me, and I'm really someone who aims to please.
She probably said I'm a pretty hard person because I want the best. I'm extremely demanding, and my character is probably not an easy one. I'm not a flat person.
It got to a stage where I was really depressed. Dave Brailsford decided to send Steve Peters out because they were quite concerned.
He was the guy who had the expertise, who could, see reason from emotion.
It was a very special day. I mean, I cried a lot.
She basically cried for 2 hours. I listened in between the tears, and then we got some kind of communication. And I asked her a few questions that were quite leading.
I feel like he had my character absolutely nailed within seconds. And I was just like, oh my gosh, this man can read minds.
Vicky had no self-confidence. She had no way of controlling impulsive thinking. She had no way of containing emotion. She didn't know how to deal with emotion. She couldn't communicate well with people. She wasn't assertive. The list went on and on.
Steve kind of started the ball rolling and saying, well, you can change the way you feel if you're willing to put the work in. Just like all the other training you do, you can change, if you're committed to it. And this was a revelation.
Against the wishes of her coach in Switzerland, Victoria returned to Manchester to train with the British team. It was 2004, and she had just weeks to prepare for Athens, her first Olympics.
I just wasn't ready for it. The Olympic Games it's just massive, and I felt like I was still in primary school stages of learning what it's about.
She hasn't got the power. She was caught napping there, Pendleton.
And I was absolutely devastated because I felt I had really let myself and everybody around me down. Not to mention letting Frédéric Magnier down.
As a coach, I was very low and very down like her.
I didn't see him coming, he was just there, and told me that it was my fault that I'd underperformed because I should have stayed in Switzerland. And because I was disrespectful to him, it was my fault that everything was ruined. And I was so upset. I don't think I've ever cried so much in my entire life. I just wanted to literally curl up in the corner and die.
Seeing Vicky go through what she was going through, for me, she was in the wrong place. And being a cyclist wasn't for her. I said, if this is going to hurt you that much to have to compete, why are you doing it? Let's just call it a day, let's just walk away from it.
And I said I was going to quit, and that was it. I was going to call it a day. I didn't want to do it ever again because I didn't want to be mediocre at it. I wanted to be really good at it.
This is obviously emotion talking, and you expected that. I've got to respect what she's saying, but I want to make sure that she's talking rationally. And that's why I asked her if I went with her to Beijing and supported her emotionally and gave her these skills, could we go for Beijing? And there was a little glimmer of light then where she sort of said to me, I would.
One of the things I'll never know is how good I could have been. We had this conversation time and time again. Stick with it. At least you'll know you won't be like me forevermore thinking, well, couldn't I?
Vicky was all about pleasing others. It was never about pleasing herself, and I think that's where she probably got a little bit lost. She probably wanted to please her dad. She wanted to please me. I kept saying to her, you've got to do this for you. It's not about anyone else, it's about you. And I think she struggled with that.
But then again, if I hadn't have gone to Athens and failed, I don't think it would have given me the fuel to really take the step and make a change about myself and my life and my, mental approach to be the best.
The London Velodrome was the first Olympic facility to be officially opened. It was a significant moment, placing the cycling team at the heart of British hopes for gold medals.
When I started, there wasn't any media attention at all in the team anyway, ever. I'm talked out. Probably got really bad red eye. Have I got really red eyes? Talking about the same stuff. How are you going to go at the Olympics? I know that it's going to be packed. Well, I'm going to do my best. Do you feel the pressure? Yes. Is that surprising?
And you want to go out with on a high?
Yeah, hopefully on a high. Being here is going to be on a high. Doing well here would be a super duper high. Super duper high. Quote of the day. In terms of dealing with all the external pressures, I know this is going to be the toughest challenge yet. Not realising that home games is going to be bigger, harder, would be very naive.